All right, everyone. Okay, so I'm going to use this time to this session to quickly show you how you would work out your practicals as it's coming next week. Okay, so we're using Microsoft Excel, and we're creating an invoice using the software. All right, so it's very good to use a software, a calculating software to do some things like this, so that you don't need to do too much when you want to prepare your invoice. It's already been prepared for you. You've created your template as we're about to do now, and then you just add the figures together and everything just works accordingly. So that's why so many people use Excel for calculations, because it's just easy. All the parameters and the features have already been available for you. They've been placed available for you, so that you just place all the numbers in, and then easily you can run out your calculations. Okay. It's very easy. It's a very easy tool, and that is why it's used in businesses, as for bookkeeping, calculations, mathematical calculations, statistical calculations, however you want to run your calculation, even drawing graphs. This software is a very good software. It's a spreadsheet, and it allows for that. So that's why we're using it to create an invoice, because the invoice has to do with numbers, and these numbers are calculated. So we're going to create an invoice that is A4. The size is A4. All right. So if you remember, if you go to page layout, you can choose what size of your page you want to use. So you go to size. If you want to use something smaller than A4, you look for, you can see the numbers in centimeter. So 21 centimeter by 29.7 centimeters A4 size. Something smaller than that is executive here. Something smaller than that as well, or a little bit smaller than that though, is letter. Is a little bit, I think it's even wider. It's just that it's not longer. Okay, you have some other sizes here. More paper sizes are also provided. So you can even create your own if you want to do that. If you want to create your own kind of, as in customize it, reduce the size, you can do that on your own. We need to choose. Now, if you've done A4, you just see a line. The line is just demarcating all A4 sizes out of your whole spreadsheet. So for you to note what size, you come down here to page layout, and you can see the A4 here, really designed here for you. Now, if you click on the first one and click and drag, make sure your cursor is a white cross. You can select one page, and then you come to print area, set print area. What that does for you, it gives you a selection of what your print area would be like. Now, it's A4. So now I'm going to add my image. I will select some cells here, okay, as you can see me do it. And I will come to home, merge and center. This is where I want to add the logo of my company. So now you come to insert, then pictures. All right, remember the day of your practicals, logo pictures will be provided, so you don't need to source for it online. Pictures for logos will be provided, okay? So I would use something, I'll use this tree, click it. Now it will come as a very big image. You can see a very big image. So use the scroll of the mouse. So your mouse, the scroll of the mouse. You can see my hand is up. The scroll of the mouse. And scroll down until you see this node here, this dot here, at the bottom right of the screen. If you click it and drag it all the way up, keep going up, even if you can't see the image, keep going up. You can stop, scroll up again, and continue doing that process. Scroll up, you will be able to reduce the size until you have covered that space that you've created. Okay, so remember what I did? I clicked at the, let me undo it until I show you again. I clicked at the bottom right. Make sure that your cursor changed to something like an anchor, and you click and you drag. You scroll up, continue the process, you scroll up, you continue the process, you scroll up, you're scrolling with the mouse, you click and drag. When we say click and drag, remember it's your left click of the mouse, left click, the one that your pointer finger is on. The pointer finger is on. That's your left click. And you click and drag again until you've covered only that spot that you've created. Okay, next thing is to add the name of your company. So I'm going to drag some cells. Now, if you don't want to use your mouse to click and drag, maybe it's giving you a problem, just click on the cell you want to start from, right? When you click on the cell you want to start from, then you hold your shift key on the keyboard. I'm going to bring out my keyboard now so you can see what I'm holding. Okay. I would stop sharing my screen and I would share the whole screen. Okay, so you can see my keyboard as well as the screen. Now, when I say hold your shift, this is your shift key here. So if you click where you want to start from, then you hold this key down. You see it becomes white. Hold the shift key and just be tapping right or left. So I'm going right now because I want to go all the way to this place, to H2. See what's happening? It selects the number of cells that you want to select. So this is a better way. Hold your shift key down and tap on right, the right arrow key. Now you come to merge and center and everything will be merged and centered. Now I can come here or I can just leave my mouse here where the blinking cursor is and type the name of my company. So the name of my company is Babadoodoo Limited. Okay. Once you're done typing it, click on the box. Let this blue icon, this green icon, that is all around the cell, and your cursor is still a white cross. Be aligned. Let it be showing. That's what I mean. Let it show. Once it's showing this way, you can now come to your font size or come on this A here, which is increase your font, and you can increase the size of the font however way you choose. Okay. You can change your font type if you choose to do so, which I have done. Okay. You can also change the color of the cell that is on. You can also change the color of the font that you're using. So you can do all these things while you are on that cell. Remember, I clicked on it because why I'm telling you this, if you allow your cursor to change to the blinking cursor, you will see that some of these things cannot work again. You cannot change the color. Okay. You see that when I'm changing the font, it's not changing. The font isn't changing. See it. The font is not changing. But when my cursor is a white cross and that same spot is selected, but remember it's a white cross, right? A white cross and it's selected still. You see that now I can still change the color and I can do other things. So that's what you need to note. Make sure it's the white cross and not a blinking cursor like this. Okay. Now that being said, I'll drag my keyboard up. The next thing I'm going to do same, click here, hold my shift key down and move my right arrow. Then I will merge and center. I'm merging and centering this side so that I want to type. Now I want to type, so I'm going to make it a blinking cursor. Now it's a blinking cursor. I double click inside that space. It's a blinking cursor. Now I will type in the address of my company. Number 1, Idemo Street, Lagos. Okay. Remember, you can still do same. White cursor, remember the white cursor. You can then come over, change the size. We choose to change the font if you also choose to. But always make sure what you're changing it to is readable. Okay, because you are printing from this computer, it's good to change the font because you know that your computer can read the font and you can print from there. But if you are sending this to somebody else, most times just leave the font to be Calibri. Calibri is universal, or you can leave it to be, let me show you another font. You can leave it to be, start with M. You can leave it to be, where are you? Come in. To me, Myrat Pro, Times New Roman. Times New Roman is T. Okay. Times New Roman. So there are some fonts that are universal. Everybody can have it. So when you're printing, they will not be having a font issue. I cannot see the fonts. It's not clear. Those are very usable fonts. Okay, so I'm going to click on this side now. Okay. Hold your shift key down again. Move the arrow key and then merge. Now this is just for me to type a phone number. So I will type 080-456-7103. Okay. Now note when you go out and sometimes you don't see the first zero. Maybe it comes out like this for you. If it comes out like this for you, just click on the cell, then right click with your mouse. You will see format cells. On format cells, change it to text and click OK, so that that number will present itself. Then you can type the number again. So change it to format cells, and then you can type that number again, and it will show up for you. If you want to type more than one number, put a comma, leave a space. Now, because I've turned it to text, comma and every other thing will show. 090. Okay. So, if you want to change the color, click it. Remember, the cursor shouldn't change to a line or a white cross. I can change the color of this text. The last thing I'm going to add, click here, click and drag, or what I showed you, shift and the arrow key. I'm going to click and drag now, and then I'll merge and center. Here I will type the website, www.ltd.com. Okay, and that's the website. Most times it comes with a line on there telling you that that's an hyperlink, or that's a hyperlink. Okay, so that's been done. If you want to give it a color, good, just click it, white cross, and you can come to the paint bucket, give that spot a color. Always make sure that it's visible enough for whoever is using that device to see it, or whoever is going to use this invoice to see it. Now, the next step is where we get to writing 4 things. Now, I'm going to start from here. I will leave it some cells away from my image. Click this one, hold my shift. I'll merge only these 2. I'm going to move my key around. I'll call this quantity. I'll come here and I will move some shapes around here. Description of products, of goods. Okay. I'll come here, click this one, choose this 2, merge. Rate is how much for, or how many, how much for one, and the last one here, I'll merge it and say amount. Amount is when we now say total for that particular rate. Now, once you've done this, you can click on this shape, come to this particular one. It's called borderline. If I click on this arrow here, you can now choose tick border. Same thing for this one, tick the border. So that the reason why we're ticking the border, I will show you when you go to print area now. Now, I'm going to stop sharing this. I think I don't need to show the keyboard anymore since you already know what I'm using the keyboard for. I will share the screen again without the keyboard showing now. Now, when you come to print area, which is this one, if your print area is not showing, click on this arrow facing down and look for print preview. Make sure the print preview is ticked. The tick is on it. Now, when you click here, it now shows you the things you've done. See it. You don't see the grid line. You only see the ones who added box and you ticking the border. Those are the ones you see. Okay. So you note. That's why we're ticking the borders here. Now that we've done that, you can add colors by clicking on one. Come here. Give it a color. Click on the cells. Come here. Cells. And then the last one. Choose to have different colors. There's no problem about that. All right. So we've done this stage now. The next stage, you're going to do exactly what you've done here, but one by one. Let me show you. You come here, you select this one, you merge it. We're doing it for 10. Merge. Exactly what you did on the top. We're doing it exactly for everything down. And then we border it. Border. Border. And border. Okay. So I'll be quick about it now. Merge these 2. Merge these 3. Merge these 2, and merge the last 2. Let me do it for another 4 before I add borders. Merge, merge. If you merge and it's not correct, you don't like what you've merged, merge all of them again. Merge it 2 times. Now let me let you know that when you merge, it must show in green. If you did not merge it, it will not show in green. Like now, it's not showing in green. When you click merge, now it is green. not showing in green. And merge it is in green. Merge is in green. Merge. 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 Again. Merge. 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 Once I'll keep on doing it now. Merge. You see the process? Merge. 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 I'll do it again. Merge. Merge. You'll find out that you'll be asking why are we doing this all the way down. Don't worry, you'll find out. Now we'll just be adding my tick border and all of them one at a time. Roughly, this should take you 5 minutes to do all of them. The practical is 1 hour. To do all of this, 5 minutes. If you understand the process as I'm working on it right now, it's easy. Everything is already presented to you. What you're just using is your mouse. You're using your keyboard to merge by selecting with your shift and your forward arrow key. That'll be the only addition you're adding to using your mouse. Other than that, it's just your mouse you're using. You're clicking with your left click. You're not using the right click. Do not, and I repeat, do not merge all of them like this because you want to quickly finish it. Because if you do this, all of them will become one. One. We don't want them to be one. It will not look like if you are doing something like this, a big box under. No, that is not what we want. Not that. So I'm going to click on this arrow facing back or Control Z to undo. Okay. You have to merge them because you're going to be adding figures here, or you're going to be sending it to your clients or people you've done a job for, so that they would you will send it to them as a printed copy. Yes. So we are sending it in a way that they will know where they will see your figures, the figures you've written for them, and they will pay you. Okay. So if you merge all of them together, it will look like if you're just giving them one big box. All your figures, if all your figures are there, it's just as if there will be one thing you're talking about. And I don't think that's one thing you are selling. You might be selling more than one thing, one-on-one thing. So you need to merge them differently and add tick border lines. The tick border line will help us to see when you want to print spaces you've created. We don't want to use the grid lines. Remember, when I mean grid lines, I mean these lines you see that is looking faded. Those are the grid lines. These are the lines that are provided for you by Excel. You see, let me show you where, if I come to view, I'm going to come to view now. I have, okay, see grid lines. If I tick off grid line, okay, you don't see any grid line again. The cell is still there, but you don't see the grid lines. So it affects you who's working. So you leave the grid line for you to see where your lines are. That's why I believe it. Remember, I see that under view. Okay. Even when you want to print, you can turn off grid lines from seeing when you want to print it. From printing, the grid lines already turned off. If I tick it from printing, I tick it and I come to print, you will see the grid lines here too. But it makes the work messy. See grid lines everywhere. We don't want the lines to be everywhere. We want to be the one to prepare the lines. So under the page layout, we remove print grid lines. We don't want the grid line to show. Okay. So that's why when we come to print, we don't see grid lines. You only see the lines you are creating by using the border lines, the thick border lines. Okay, so that being said, now if you've done a border line and I don't like it, just click on this arrow here and say no border, no border. It takes away the border. Okay, that's how you remove a border line. Apart from using Ctrl Z or undo, as another process you can do. So I'm still selecting my border lines. As I'm looking at my time as well. I think I've spent 3 minutes. I've spent almost 4 minutes now doing this. We're almost getting there, no worries. Just prepare yourself, prepare your mind that you must do this. No worries. We'll be stopping in the next number of, I will stop now. So remember, in the day of practicals, make sure it's 10 in number. Make sure it's 10 in number. This thing we're doing now, make sure it's 10 in number. Okay? We're not doing something professional, but we're making sure we perfect our work. So if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I'm done 12. But yours would be like 10. If you want to do more than 10, very, very welcome. You can do more than 10. Okay. Right. So I will stop here because of our time. And then I'll do the final thing under. I'll do the final thing under before I start doing the calculation. I'm going to do 2, 2 here. Watch me. I will do 1 here, merge and center. Another 1 here. Well, you see why this is done. Do another 1 here, merge and center. And I would another 1 here. And let's see, 1 more. 1 more. Merge. This one is right, the total. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing screen and raise this one a little. Okay, so this is an idea of what we're doing. This is the idea of what we're doing. Don't worry, we didn't do so many write-up on top. Okay, but we have created where you put your quantity, description, rate, and now we're going to write the name of the person down. That one we're making that box. We'll write those things down, and write it up, and then we'll put signature of the user. All of that, I will just create a big box for that as well. Okay. All right, so I have an idea of what we're doing so that we note what we're doing here. Okay, so it doesn't want to name. If you want to put the name of the person who has you are sending it to, you can put it here. You can just come and merge this one. You can merge these 3 here. This remaining space, merge and then center. So you can just say name of, we'll put it as name of, or just write name. So the person will write his name there. Okay. Now the last thing we'll do is this. I'll just select some group of cells. I want to put, I just want to do, let me do it this way. Just merge and center them and box them. So we did it, a whole stretch of line. Okay, we'll stop there. I know we left some spaces under. It's because of we don't want to do too much. Okay, so here you can insert a line if you want to. Okay, you can insert a shape and say line and draw a line here. So draw a line there. Once you draw a line to tick it, you can tick in the line. So there will be the signature of the person. Okay, and then let me copy and paste. I'll drag another line. Let's put it here. All right, so now just merge this one, border it, so the person will know what this one means. Merge, border. So here I can call it customer signature. And then here, so we have customer signature. And then here, I would say company signature. Okay, so that is the things I just added down there. Why I left this big space here, I want to put some lines also. So we write the product, the cost in amounts, in words. So I'm going to Control C, Control V, paste this. Just draw this line here. Okay. All these things I'm adding here, they're not important as to what we're doing. They're not really important. Yeah. What is important is the calculation we're going to do right now. Okay. What is important is the calculation we're doing at the top. Okay. Let me remove this merge and center. I want to just merge and center some parts here first and then border it. Okay. And I will merge and center everything down here. Border it. Okay, so the reason why I did that, okay, let me not border it, let me just merge and center it. So these lines will just show. The reason I just want to have this space at right amount in words. So I'll have it here. Okay. Remember, you can click on the box and increase the font. Something like this. Remember, when you come to print, see what we've done so far. See it? Still an A4 size though, but that's what we've done so far. Okay. Right. So let's go back. Now, the main thing you're going to do is this. This is the very important part. All of this you've done here is like 20 marks, remaining 40 marks. This is just 20 marks of your work. Okay, please note that this is 20 marks. You come here to rate. You come to the first rate. Now, you want to know the first rate cell name. Look at your name box. The name box saying F9. F9 for the first cell. If you want to show any other thing, please take note. Look at your name box at the left-hand side. So mine is saying F9. Now I'm going to put a calculation here. I'm going to put a calculation here on F9. My calculation is quantity will multiply rates. Okay, yeah, quantity will multiply rates. This is words. This place is going to be in words. So quantity will multiply rates. That's A9 will multiply F9 to give me amounts. Quantity will multiply rates. Please take note. So you come to amount here. You come to amount and you come equals to A9. Multiply is your shift and number 8. A9 multiplied by F9, which we just find out. And we click enter. It will show you 0. You've added a figure here. This is what it means. If I come here and I write computer system, that means I'm supplying computer system. I'm supplying 50. If 1 is 10,000, see what happens to amount when I click. It calculates how much it will be already because I've already written the formula here. If you click on this one, right click on it and go to cell, format cell, and change it to currency, and then look at symbol here and look for Naira. Naira, you see it in Igbo, Yoruba. I'm scrolling my mouse. I'm looking for Edo, Hausa, see them, you can see Naira, so I'll choose Edo. And I click OK. It converts and shows you in Naira. Let me do rate too. Right click on it, format cell, currency, click on the arrow, scroll down until you see any of the Nigerian languages. Okay, I see Edo, and then you click OK. It converts it to Naira. You don't need to convert quantity to money. Quantity is quantity. This one is in words. Leave it like that. You can just click on it, change it to what? Text. Remember that because you're going to type it in words most times. Good. We only do the first one. Only do the first one. Now I'm going to try a process now. If you come here, remember what we did normal, and you click on this dot here. Make sure your cursor change to a black cross. A black cross. A black cross. Then you click and drag. You will see that it will just show you all of the figures 0, 0, 0, 0. There's a way to remove the 0, 0, but the formula is still there. But I don't want you to do that. Just leave it this way. Okay? There's actually a way for you to remove this from showing. Okay? But there's no need for that at this practical. So I don't need to show you too much. I just want you to understand the calculation. So you remember what I did here. I'm going to undo. Click on the dots. You see these dots here, green in color. Your cursor will change to a black cross. And then you click and drag to the last one. And it calculates for all of them. Now, what has calculated is different. Let me show you. If I come here, second product, I'm buying 10 mouse for the people, 10 mouse. One mouse is 5,000. Oh, too much. One mouse is 250 naira. Watch. If I click away, everything calculates for me. Remember why this one did not show naira? Let me stop a minute and a second or two, and let me see whether you can figure it out. Why didn't that one show in naira? Okay. You will know that it did not show naira because we did not add the format cell. We didn't convert it to currency. Let's see. If you come here and you click and drag this one, I just want to show you something. it turns all of them to the wrong thing. So it's only where you have formulas. We have formulas that you can click and drag. If you don't have a formula, do not click and drag. You have to convert them one by one. So, but you can convert them at the same time by clicking and dragging all of them. See it, then right click on any space, format cell. Remember, I also told you can just click the first one, then hold your shift key and press down, down. Then holding your shift key. And then you click on right click, format cell, and you change all of them to currency. You format cell, and you change all of them to currency, Naira. So no matter which one you're typing now, they'll all be in Naira. All be in Naira. So if I come here, I'm buying 5 speakers. One speaker is 200 Naira. Once I click away, it will convert it to Naira for me. See it? So you can select all by clicking with and using your shift key to go down. Your shift and your arrow facing down of your keyboard. And then you right click after you've done that. And you turn all of them to format cell like this and change it to Naira. You will see that it's already in Naira already. Okay. And that is also clear. Okay. So we've done this part. If I print, see how it looks like when I want to print it out. I have the formulas already. So if I'm sending it to my client, I can send it to my client like this. Right, with the calculation. This one is 000, so it's not going to run anything. All right. Let me come here and type name. All right, so coming down. After you've done all of this, you don't need to put all this product. Just make sure your calculation is okay. And make sure that all of these are showing Naira. Or yes, because we're doing in Nigeria, make sure they're all showing Naira. That means you have to select all, format cell by right-clicking. And you change. If you don't want to right-click, maybe you're right-clicking and it's giving you a problem. Once you've selected all like this, just look for format here. It's on home, format, and then format cell. The same thing will come out for you. So remember, in your home, click the first one, use your shift and arrow facing down, your arrow key, and you come to format here, and you see format cells. So that helps you. Then the calculation, I just told you before, write the correct formula for the first one. Take your mouse and go to the side, the right-hand side, it will change to a black cross. Then you click and drag down. And all the calculation will come to you down. The last thing you will do is this total amount. Okay, before we do total amount, we'll do discounts. Write discount. We are giving the company discount. Write discount first. What would we write again? Say VAT. Should we do VAT? VAT, I will explain. VAT means value added tax. So if you are going to add the tax to the person's. And the last one is total amount. Please watch me very well as I'm about to show you the last part. This is the last part. This is the last part. Okay. All right. Please watch very well. For discounts, now it now depends. You are giving them discount on the total amount, right? You click on discount here. You come to your formula bar, please. You can write it out if you want to write it out. There's no problem with you writing it out and even bringing it to the example, bringing the formula. But it's also good for you to memorize it. All right. Remember, your formula start with equals to. All of this added together from, let me click escape first, from H9 to H21. From the beginning of your H9 to H21. Let me say it again, H9 to H21. You'll be asking, how do I know it's H9? H9 is showing by the name box. H21, the name box. So you come to H9. So I'll write, let me do it again. If it's giving you error, escape on the keyboard. I'll come to discounts. I will now do, it now depends on how many percent discounts you want to give. Okay. Let me see, I will say 5% discount. Let me write 5% discount here in brackets. 5%. So if you're doing 5% discount, that's what you do here. If it is 5% discount, you write equals to equals to sum equals to sum, open a bracket. Remember the two places I said, H9, then you do a colon, H21. You will see that it will show me, oh, I didn't open the bracket. Let me do the bracket again. Open bracket, H9 to H21. So it should have shown me from top to bottom. It will add all of them together. It will add all of them together and multiply it by 5% discount. 5% discount. Just put 5% like this. Equals to sum, open the bracket, H9 to H21, close the bracket, and multiply by 5% discount. So that's 5 over 100. So it will add all of them together and multiply by 5 times 100, 5 times whatever you've added together over 100. I hope you're getting what I'm saying. 5 over 100 times that amount. Okay. So far, 25,175 naira will be your discount. 5% discount. I hope you're getting what I just did. Let me show you here. Let's say somebody bought something 5,000 naira and they're giving him 2% discount. 2% discount of 5,000 naira. It will be 2 over 100 times 5,000 naira. 2 over 100 times 5,000 naira. So if you have a calculator, bring your calculator out. 5,000 plus 2,500 times this one, 500,000, sorry, plus 2,500 plus 1,000. Add them together and then divide, or rather multiply it by 5 over 100. It will give you this figure that you see down here. It will give you this figure down here. We add these three figures together and multiply it by 5 over 100. You're multiplying by 5 over 100. I don't need to write 5 over 100. 5 over 100 is the same as 5%. It will still give me the same thing. See it. I wrote 5 over 100 now. It will still just write 5%. It will give you the same thing. Okay, so this is the discount. Okay, we're going to minus this. Don't worry, we're going to get there and write our total. We're minusing this one from the total. Okay, hope you guys understand. This is the discount. 5% discount is this from the total. If I add another product, say four headsets, 4 headsets, and headset one is 4,000 naira. What will happen to discount? Watch what happens here. See, discount has increased, and then 16,000 naira has been added. So the discount has increased because I'm giving them 5% discount, okay, on what they are buying. Okay. Then value added tax is tax you're adding. So I think I'll just write that one in money form. I'll just say, sometimes it was in percentage basically, but let me write in the money form for today. So I'll just say 1,000. However the case, let me just put it in 1,000 naira. Right click, format cells, 1,000 naira as in currency. Right. I would also say this. Sometimes you don't need to put it in percentage. I am just showing you this now it's not going to be in percentage, so that you don't always think everything must be in percentage. You can put it in gross currency, but discount and VAT sometimes is the percentage of what you are buying. So that's why it's most times in percentage. If you're buying too many things, so I'm just putting a fixed amount for this one. This is a fixed amount. But note that most times VAT and discounts are always in percentage. How many percent discount are you giving? VAT, how many percent in terms of VAT, value added tax? Okay. So I'm just writing this one in fixed amounts for the sake of it. So 1,000 naira. Now, when you come to total amount is the last thing you do. You do it this way. Total amount would be equals to, you are summing all of this, sum, open brackets, H9, colon, H21, okay? You're minusing discount. Discount is what? What is the sale for discount? Discount is H24. And then you're going to add VAT. So plus VAT. VAT is this one, H25. So you can see the way I've placed it. Add all of them together minus discount plus VAT. Add all of them together minus discount plus VAT. You see, equals to sum, all of the money together, all the money here, minus your discount. So you're discounting, you're removing money from there because you're discounting, so you will make them buy more from you. But you're adding value added tax. Remember, I made my value added tax fixed amount. You can make it percentage. If you make it percentage, it do not be minus the percentage. It does not be minus the percentage. So if it's 3%, that's minus 3%. Right? Don't worry, I'll show you that now immediately. So if I click enter, this is the total amount the person is paying. The person is paying 494,525 based on what I have done. But I want to print out to look like this. That's what the person is paying. Please take note of what I've shown you so far. All right. If it is not a fixed amount, let's say it is 3%. 3%. Okay. You would see, oh, I need to change this to percentage, please. Please watch me. Right click, format cell, percentage. I don't want any decimal. 3%. You want note that let me go Control Z so that you don't think I did magic. See there again. I wish I can do 1,000. How many percent is 1,000 of the total amount? Let me not leave that aside. So I'm converting this one to percentage. First, I want to write 3%, or rather 3%. And then I'll right click on it. You see that the currency changed, right? 3% is 0.3 naira, basically. Okay, it kind of just converted it for me, but don't need that. Let me leave it in percentage form. 3%. Right. If I change it to 30%, look at how much a person will pay now. 30%. Now, but I did not say 30% of something. I need to say 30% of something. Sorry, there's a mistake here. 30% of something. And is it 30% of the total amount? Sorry, so there's a mistake. So let me say 3% equals to 3% of this amount. I'm coming. Times 3% times equals to 3% times sum, open bracket, H9 dot H21. I close the bracket again. So, well, because I have already written it that way, I've already turned the percentage, so it just kind of does the percentage of it. So, format cell. Apparently, I'm not meant to do it this here. I'm meant to write this. I'm meant to leave this in Naira, in currency. I'm meant to leave this in currency because I'm using percentage. That's why I'm turning back to the currency. Let's say I was just using a fixed amount. I won't do this. So if I turn this to Naira and I write the 3% here, I write the 3% here. Just the way I wrote that discount, 5%. Let me make this smaller so you can see it. So now we know that this is 3%. 3% of the total amount of money is 15,000 naira. 3% of the total amount of money, the sum amount of money, is 15,585 naira. Why discount of the total amount of money is 25,000 naira? Discount money is kind of higher. If I change this one to 5% too, and I change this to 5%, that's the formula, it kind of give me the same amount as the discounts. Because both of them are now 5%, 5%. That means no difference. The total addition you add here, if you add all this money together, it will give you exact. But what you're discounting, you're adding it back on VAT. What you have discounted, you're adding it back at VAT. So if you bring a calculator and say 500,000 plus 2,500 plus 1,000, that will be 2,000 as 5,500. And if I add 16, okay, let me use the paper and biro. So I'm sure that the calculation is right. So I will show you right now when I calculate it. just to be sure we are on the same page. Okay. Now, I would advise you watch this video a number of times. It will help you understand. It will help you understand the whole concept. So that's 519, 500. So because VAT and discount are the same, it did not even minus anything from the total amount of money. If you check what I've written down, my calculation with paper and biro showed me 519, 500. That's the same thing you see down here. 519, that's 519,500. Same thing. VAT and discount. You have discounted some money and you now put the money back in VAT. Some people do that. 5% as VAT, 5% as discounts. The money is back. So all of this added together still gave me the same amount. But if you give the person a higher percentage discount, say 8% discount, after doing it here, I come here and I have to change this 5 to 8 as well in the formula. It will now discount and remove some money for the person. That means the total amount of discount is more. You are discounting 41,560 naira more, which is more than what is added in VAT. And the person's money is so. This is it. This is the whole 60 marks you're going to be looking for. The major part is the calculation. We'll have one more class, one more revision class before you do your practical. So if you watch this video over and over and over again, adding with the last revision class, you'll be good to go. Okay. If I want to reduce the size of my print area, let me share my screen one more time. Let's say because the A4 is long now, you can see it. There's still some empty space. Let me try something and see whether it works. I go to page layout. I select from here. I will stop where the whole thing stops. Somewhere here. I'll stop here. Okay. I clear what has been done before, and I now set new print area. If I come here, okay, still bringing out everything. Let me see whether I've missed something here. So it's still bringing out the A4. Because added a line actually. Maybe when you want to print, that's where to print out only that spot that is available. Finally, it's still bringing out everything, but we've set the print area. Okay, actually set the print area. So it must have to print out that part that was set for it. We've not selected the printer and also. Okay, so but as I have to arrange, just have to set your print area. But I've logged to print. Let me turn off header. Oh, yes. Okay. So that's the whole process. The major part of this whole work is the calculation part. If you can get the calculation part, you are home and dry. It's loading and it's taking time. Okay, so that is it. I'm going to end the video here. Okay, so finally, if I click all this, you can just be moving around. Well, let's leave it at A4 based on what we've been taught, what we've learned now. But there's a way to get it out to print only what you've selected. But we're going to leave it as that. We're going to leave it as that for now. All right, thank you very much for watching.